Welcome to the Uncle Dre Show.
And after asking what makes the system so upset with black people, I realized it's not just black people. It's really just black people with a purpose. It's kind of counterintuitive because when you think of America, you think of what? The land of opportunity. And all you have to do is just work hard and pull yourself up. We all understand the cultural language on how this nation works. But what happens when you have a system and policies in place that cripple black achievement and black aspirations? It sounds kind of counterintuitive, don't you agree? Because how else do you explain how government after government, they work so hard to see that black children do not get the quality education? Now, let me give you a few examples. In 1947, in Prince Edward County, Virginia, the school board finally agreed to build a high school for black children. Now remember, this is a totally segregated society. This is in the Jim Crow era. And this is also after the US helped defeat the Nazis and put this all in perspective. So now we have a high school. And within a few years, this high school was overpopulated with students. And so black parents were going to the school board demanding that they get a new building.
Hey, real quick, I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. But if you would like a Wealthy Child shirt for yourself, or if you would love to gift it to a friend or family, check out wealthychild.co and get one right now. And also, while you're there, check out one of the many children books on financial literacy, whether taxes, money, life insurance, the history of money, the future of money with cryptocurrency, NFTs, and much more. Also, check out the newest edition of the Money in the Bag. Whole bunch of rhyming poems that all teach your kids about money. Check them all out at wealthychild.co today. And let's get back to this episode.
And the school board was like, nah, we're not hearing you. And the parents did not let up. They were relentless in getting their children better conditions to learn. And finally, the school board puts up these tar paper shacks and said, yo, listen, your kids could go there. Now, meanwhile, white children had brick school buildings and plumbing. And of course, the black children had none. So this is about 1951 now, right? And this one young woman named Barbara John, she was 17. She said, listen, my name is the wrong one. And she organized a massive walkout and a massive demonstration. And she said, we are not having it. And it wasn't too long till the death threat started rolling in on the 17-year-old. And all she wanted was a quality education. So her parents sent her all the way up to safety in Alabama. And you know, if you have to go to Alabama for safety in 1951, it's a big problem. Now, meanwhile, Prince Edward County was getting bundled up in the Brown versus Education case. And when Brown came down, Prince Edward County's solution was to team up with the town's fathers and legislation and shut down the entire public school system. Now, they thought, listen, if we have to have equal schools, in this way, black children and white children won't get equal schooling. Now, the black parents was freaking out. Of course, they weren't listening to the black parents. But then the white parents started freaking out too. And they was like, nah, we got y'all. You know we're not going to leave y'all kids uneducated. So what they did, they set up the taxpayer-funded vouchers. And this was to pay tuition for white children to go to an all-white segregated private academy. So white people continue to get educated. But this left nothing for thousands upon thousands of black kids. And it wasn't just Prince Edward County. This was in areas throughout the whole South. And when these schools are shut down, like, did you know that Prince Edward County shut down for 5 years? Just think about that. You're in the 5th grade, and when your school reopens, you're now in the 10th grade. Think about everything you lost in those precious 5 years. And this is when the U.S. is going from a manufacturing-based economy to a tech-based knowledge economy. And we have all of these black children that the government and school board said we will not educate. So here's some more context. Let me give you some more sense of why power is important. Round 1, in 1954, where separate but equal has no place in public education. Round number 2, this is in 1955, and this was the official implementation of the decision. In 1956, the U.S. Congress senators decided to sign the Southern Manifesto, which was a massive resistance to the Supreme Court decision. In 1957, that's when radio signals picked up the first alert, which was known to be the sounds of the Soviets launching their satellites in the air. So now it gets real. The federal government does something it has never done before. It deploys hundreds of millions of dollars into education to fund what they believe to be the brain power to fight the Cold War. They said we need scientists and engineers to outdo the Soviets. Now, this National Defense Act was a huge and it was landmark, and it was spearheaded by two Alabamians. Now, if you can only imagine, but Alabama was concerned because they were not admitting black folks. So in the discussion with the Eisenhower administration, they said, listen, we're going to shuffle this bill through, but we need to make sure we do not have to abide by Brown. And in financing the brain power of the Cold War, we get to maintain the Jim Crow in our ministry. And the government says, sure, we cool with that. Now, if you've seen Hidden Figures, think about what that means if more of us was educated in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, even more after the Brown case. And that's why this time is more important than ever for us to take advantage of this informational era. We not only need to educate ourselves, but we need to do it in a way in which we can educate our children and be sure to not let the past repeat itself. See you guys soon.